Spring Festival in China.
There are no Christmas holidays in China then?
Nope. It's just sometimes that we send each other apples on Christmas Eve, and yeah, that's all.
Oh, really? What are the apples for?
So it's for apples. It's kind of a symbol because it's pronounced pretty similar to just happy and keep all safe. Some sort of it meant that. So Christmas Eve we give each other apples, or at school students give teachers. But we don't celebrate it. Just every people celebrate it. It's just a little holiday maybe, but we don't have any vacations for it.
Okay, and when do your holidays start?
Winter holidays next is January 10th. We have our final exam.
Okay.
And then after the final exam, and we have the winter holidays. And in the winter holiday, we celebrate Spring Festival. And then maybe at February, the end of February or the beginning of March, so we begin to school.
Does the Chinese New Year fall during the winter holidays too?
Yeah, so the winter holidays, for example, when a Spring Festival is not at the same time, because we have two calendars in China, and so every year's Spring Festival is not in the same time. So when we have our winter holiday is according to when the Spring Festival is this year.
Okay, so your winter holiday is according to the lunar calendar, right?
Yeah.
That's why it's always a different date every time.
Yes.
Okay. So you're aware of Christmas, but you never do anything, or you don't have a day off, you don't have a school holiday on the 25th. But I think a lot of teachers will not. Yeah. Okay, but we do have Christmas in Malaysia. That's why I won't be around on the 24th, which isn't a big deal at all. How about you, Sheri? Well, what are you looking forward to for the winter holidays?
I'm really looking forward to traveling to my hometown and receive a lot of money.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah.
What is the money for?
Well, it's for Chinese New Year, and the grown-ups and the relatives often give like teens or children like money in a red packet, and that's for celebrating.
Oh yeah. What do you call that red packet? In my country,
I guess it's just called red packet. I think it's just called a red packet. I don't think it has an English name.
Okay. In my country, in the Philippines, we call it the ang pao. It's a Chinese word, but I don't know if it's the same word in China. The ang pao. Have you heard of it? Ang pao or ang pao? No?
So it's the red envelope?
Yes, it's a red envelope full of money, and
so it's hongbao. They actually pronounce like this in China.
Oh, hongbao.
Yeah.
Hongbao. And this is Mandarin, I guess.
Yeah.
Mandarin. In the Philippines, we say ampao or angpao. I think it's because there are more Chinese speaking, I think Fukien rather than Mandarin. That's why some of the words are different.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Okay. And Sheri, is there I can see that you have a bright ceiling. Is there a reason why you never show your face on camera?
No.
Does it have a special meaning?
No.
So I was wondering, Annie, have you ever seen Sheri before? Have you ever seen her face before?
No, actually, in the first few classes we took together, she didn't open the camera.
Oh, okay. So it seems that you want to be mysterious. Do your other teachers ever ask you to show your face on camera, Sheri?
Yeah, when I'm having another English class.
Okay. All right. Okay, so anyway, today we're going to. Last time we didn't get a chance to talk about NATO, but we have a new topic. It's about Russia banning. Russia was banned for doping offenses. Let's take a look at the title. Well, what are doping offenses? Sheri, what's dope? DOPE. Sheri, do you know?
No.
How about you, Annie?
It's like it's a very bad thing to do in sports competition. It's like when you eat some kind of medicine that will make you be really excited. But that's against the rules of the Olympics and other sports games.
Okay, yes. So dope represents some kind of substance abuse that the athletes should not be taking during the games. Do you think that whatever this medicine is, does it improve their sporting performance or not?
I suppose, yeah, because it's something that you get really excited, and when you get excited, you perform your best. It's like me when I'm going really excited, and I get some in soccer game, and I'll perform very good. So it's some kind of against the rules. It will make you perform better in the competitions.
But what's wrong with it then? Why would they ban it? Sheri, let's ask Sheri. Why would they ban something like that?
Because um, it's bad for the people.
How is it bad for which people?
Because if a dope is kind of a noun, it's a drug that is taken regularly for pleasure. So
Mm-hmm.
it can make the people sick and
Okay. Yeah, it's some kind of drug, although we're not sure if it's exactly dope because in sports, the athletes have other types of drugs they can use to improve whatever it is they're doing. But they just call it a doping offense. So now, Annie, what did Russia do? What's the matter with Russia?
So Russian athletes, just they just doping for like since 2012, I suppose. So they other countries found out, but they just try to fix it, and they somehow lie about it. And so this year, the uh, World Anti-Doping Agency, so they just discovered it, and Russia was banned from all national sporting games for 4 years. That's a really harsh punishment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good explanation. And you're right for the most part, Annie, but some of the things you said were not quite accurate. For the most part, you were right. Some of it is not accurate. So, Sheri, what is your opinion? Do you agree with Annie, or do you have something to say to correct what she said?
I think I agree because I don't think I have anything else to say because I haven't read this thing before.
Why not? It's part of your homework. You're supposed to read it.
Yeah, I didn't get it printed out.
Yes, it's very important, you know. Otherwise, you can't join in the discussion. But let's go and read it. Let's take a look. Okay, so Annie, you said that Russia was punished, right? They were penalized for something, and you say because they were guilty of doping offenses. Okay, I want you to explain to me what the offense exactly was. Either of you can explain it. It's on the page. It's on the page that I'm showing right now. And I want you to explain it in your own words and how you understand it.
I don't actually see the PowerPoint now. It's still in the NATO 70th anniversary, this page.
Really? Oh, I thought I was sharing the right one.
I don't know if Sheri see the same, but
Oh, I've been sharing the wrong one the whole time. I'm sorry about that. I thought you could see my
okay, that's
lesson
good.
properly. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Wow, I was confused. Okay, here. Russia was banned for doping offenses. So we're going to look at the details. So this is the page. I want you to look at the page and you can find the answer to my question here, but I want you to say it, explain it in your own words. Russia was guilty of something. What was it that they did exactly? Okay, so either of you can answer. Who would like to answer? There's something that Russia did. So it's not just like it's not like taking drugs. They did something else. And there's a hint over. Okay, go ahead, Annie.
I think is not only Russian athletes, they just doped. So and Russia's some work. They just kind of manipulating the data that exams if there are doping. So they just got it all wrong to say they didn't do it. So in the first chapter, it said to punish it for manipulating laboratory data.
Okay, yes, they manipulated laboratory data. So who did that? Was it the athletes? Was it the people in the laboratory? Was it the government? Who manipulated the drug testing data? The answers are not directly mentioned, but you can infer it based on how the story was told. So, yeah, Sheri, you can read it right here in front of you. If you have anything to add, you can just raise your hand. So, Annie, who do you think did it?
I think it's a Russian, of course. Maybe the people, some sort of workers there, and I suppose it's the country. I think it's Russia that Russian that did it, because it says here
it's definitely Russia, but who? It's definitely Russia, but which Russians? Who did it? Is it the athletes? Is it the chemists? Is it the president? Who did it?
This is a complicated one.
But the answer is here. Okay, so first you have to identify. So this is like a police and robber kind of situation. There is a policeman and there's a criminal who did something wrong and they were caught. So in this story, who is acting as the policeman? And what?
Uh, policeman is World Anti-Doping Agency.
Very good.
And the speakers in there.
Okay, very good. So you have the World Anti-Doping Agency who is acting as the policeman, catching the bad people who are breaking the rules for the Olympic Games, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the criminal who's at fault is obviously Russia, but which entity in Russia is guilty?
Uh,
So you have the policemen, the World Anti-Doping Agency. They caught Russia. Now they have to bring Russia to court. What's the name? They have to bring them to court so that the judge can tell them what punishment they're getting and for how long. Well, what's the name of the court, Sheri? Sheri? Hello?
Um,
Can you see? There's a court who's going to take care of this matter, and the judge is going to tell them, you know, we find you guilty and we're going to give you this sentence. Do you see that court, Annie? Annie or Sheri?
the court, I suppose, is like a big organization with
Yes.
some kind of people.
Yes, it should be a big organization because they will be judging countries from all over the world. They're going to judge the countries who violate the rules. So what's the name of this organization?
Russia's Anti-Doping Agency.
No. So it's this one, the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Okay? So the Court of Arbitration for Sport is responsible for hearing all the violations that were made, and they're the ones who's gonna tell the bad people what they're gonna do about it. And the body that is that's going to have to answer to this court is this one, RUSADA.
Okay.
Okay, it's RUSADA. RUSADA is Russia's anti-doping agency. So Russia has a body that takes care of preventing doping from happening to their team, right? To their national team or to their athletes. But the problem is RUSADA did something wrong. That's why they have to go to court. What is that something, Sheri? Okay, Sheri doesn't want to answer. Annie, what is the thing that RUSADA is responsible for?
So, Russia's anti-doping agency, they're responsible for the mistakes that the athletes in Russia did, and they have to respond to a World Anti-Doping Agency. So they have to respond the decision.
Okay, yes. So Rusada is responsible for tampering with the drug testing data.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they tampered with it. Do you know what tampered means?
Temperate means it's like manipulated
Yes.
and yeah.
Okay, they manipulated the drug testing data. So the drug testing data might possibly include blood tests, okay? Blood tests, urine samples, or other kinds of samples from the body. And when they read the samples, the body fluids, the blood samples and the urine, they'll be able to know if there's drugs inside the person's body. Okay, but they found out that these samples were changed or manipulated. So if Russia's anti-doping agency changed the data, why would anyone tamper with drug testing data? What would be their motive? Sheri?
Maybe they want to change something.
Yeah, but what do you think they're trying to change? Why would they want to change anything? What do they want to happen? Because it takes a lot of effort to manipulate samples. You can go to jail for that, or not really jail, but you can pay hefty fines and penalties. Why would they go through all the trouble? What do you think is the matter?
Maybe they want to just change something in there, and there'll be some damage to the people who use these, and or maybe for some other reasons that they want to do it.
Yeah, but I want you to identify what those reasons are. You can think of your own reasons based on logic and based on what you think the scenario is. Okay, even without reading the article, you can sort of guess what they're trying to do, right?
Yeah, maybe they're trying to change things and then to do damage for the people.
When you say people, do you mean the athletes? Do you mean the national team, Russia's national team?
Yeah, I mean both the Russian national team or maybe the people who take these kind of drugs.
Okay. Yeah, they want to damage them. But why would they do that? Because this is a Russian agency bringing a bad name to their own Russian team. Why would they want to do something like that? Any guesses? Like, if you were the policeman, if you were the World Anti-Doping Agency and you see tampered evidence, tampered data, Annie, what is the first thing that it will come to your mind?
So of course they're trying to fix something. It's because this organization, Russia's anti-doping agency, so they some sort of just they found out that Russian athletes eat some drugs, so they want to just to fix that and to everyone to see they didn't do nothing.
Okay, yeah. So the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh wow, that was loud. Sorry. The first thing that comes to your mind is that they want to make it appear like the athletes did not do any kind of drug. Is that your answer? They want to pretend that there were no violations. That's why they changed the data, right?
Yeah.
that's what it looks like. So this meeting will end in 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out and I'm going to log in again. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll be back in a few seconds.